Stallion is scrambling right now as new evidence emerges or is set to emerge. But Tory Lanez is getting support from an unlikely source, and that source is a sitting U.S. Congresswoman. Yes, we're going to go over her statements, which has caused panic in the Megan Thee Stallion camp. But before we go over that, I want to show you Megan's last message in regards to everything that's going on right now. First and foremost, at least she's not getting up on...
We're not going to read all of this, but let's just say that she's up here lying through her teeth, lying to everyone's faces again. Is going to have her delusional fans believe her over the truth. And the truth of the matter is that she lied on her oath. She lied on Tory Lanez's name. She put an innocent man in jail because she was fearful for her life. When Tory did not have his fingers on the trigger, when she knocked it out of Kelsey's hands, he basically saved the two of y'all. One thing about the internet is that the internet is forever. The fans are not going to forget. Every content creator I see are going to screen cap of what you post, telling everybody to F off, leave you to F alone. Lying to these people yet again. Being delusional as F yet again. He did not shoot you in the foot. How many times does this woman will go out of her way to continue to lie on the internet when everybody knows she did not get shot, and yet she was allowed to walk around scot-free because she ruined a man's life? Her and Rock Nation, everyone in the label, from the label, was involved in this situation. And the fact that they're trying to silence people, and the fact that they're trying to do the same thing to DDG, he didn't even look like the type of person that would put his hands on a woman at all. So Haley Bailey, she can try to act all innocent like he really did those things to her all she wants. But if I were DDG, I would probably start fighting back. Because in Hollywood, they try to put these black men down. What happened with Diddy, he deserved jail time after all he did. After what he did to these people in the industry. That was all on him. But getting back to this topic about Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. Her and her delusions yet again. She's guilty of everything. So whatever she posts on the internet, don't let the big booty fool you or her twerking videos fool you. She may be a beautiful, pretty woman, but underneath that body, she's a demon.
I'm sure that she had this reviewed by people of her team before she put it on there, instead of just going live like the original way that she first tried to out Tory, and we poked holes in her story like Swiss cheese because a lot of it didn't make sense. Nevertheless, let's go over what she's saying right now. At what point are y'all gonna stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans gonna stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening ever?
The fact that she said that everybody is still harassing her. No. When you put out stuff like that, you're giving people a reason to harass you. How about holding yourself accountable for your own actions? How about taking responsibility as an adult of putting an innocent man in jail for nothing? And based on the text, I could tell she can't even, correct her grammar.
Him/y'all said I was never shot. Matter of fact, You said that, Megan the male horse. You said that.
Yeah.
You said that it was glass at first. You remember that? Or are we just revising history?
Do my shit, pop my shit like the bitch I always been. And I'm trying to save niggas. And y'all on the internet talking about, oh, ain't get shot, we do this, oh, free tour. That nigga not in jail. He not in jail because I didn't tell the laws what happened as soon as it happened, and I should have.
So he'll be in jail now.
I'm smart.
You ain't looking so smart right now, based on this tweet you did. And you wonder why niggas don't like you. Stop playing with innocent men, bruh.
To spare that nigga. I don't have to spare nobody, but I did. And I'm done. Y'all asking where people at? Why ain't nobody saying nothing? Ask them why they not saying nothing. I haven't talked to the same people. Y'all worry about where they at.
1 minute, y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all let him play in y'all face again. And say that I was shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay. Matter of fact, I don't even know if she had anyone read this. Nevertheless, I'm sick of this ish. Leave me the F alone. Exclamation point. He ain't dare get on that stand and deny that he me. And that was his choice because he knows he did that ish. I don't give a F about a blog or a bot. Why in the F would me, Megan Thee Stallion, have to lie on this MF about shooting me? How mad at the person that got shot. Facts are facts. He did it, and it was proven. In court, F the hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you shot me. Ain't no new effing evidence. Y'all been saying the same ish for years, Tory. Please leave me alone. You are a effing demon.
Nah, the only person is the demon is you, Megan. You guilty, bruh. Because based on the tone alone, you are continuing to lie on this man. You want to say that the internet is a silly place, and yet how come your fans donated money to a criminal who killed his 13-year-old girlfriend, who almost took out Tory Lanez in prison 14 times? You should be controlling your own fans for what they're doing. And you can't even control yourself as an adult. You see, this is why, as a black man, it's hard for me to defend my people, but I can't. Because when I see things like this on the internet, you will be held accountable. Whether it's from the other human races or your own kind. Accountability is kryptonite. To Megan, to Haley Bailey, to whoever is trying to put an innocent black man in prison, all because you feel some type of way about them. It's true. And like I said, the stuff with Diddy, it's true. But as far as like innocent men like Chris Brown, Tory Lanez, the DDG, are all going down in flames because of these Jezebels. If you get with the wrong woman, she will ruin your career and drain you out of your pockets. Physically and mentally. Come on now.
Goodbye. Yeah, I'm sure that everybody that's falsely imprisoned right now will agree with you that if it's proven in court, that must mean that it's true, right? So Megan released this after mounting pressure, not specific to that news conference about a week or so ago where they said that they had a former bodyguard from Kelsey's camp that admitted under sworn oath that he overheard Kelsey saying that the gun was fired from her. Megan ignored that. It didn't really heat up until the Congresswoman got on Tory's side. Now, the Congresswoman, whose name is Anna Paulina Luna, wrote this on her Twitter account. Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years despite having no prior record, largely due to a firearm enhancement law now under scrutiny for racial bias. Black defendants face a 92% higher rate of this enhancement. That's not justice, that is discrimination. She goes on to write that the forensic evidence in the Lanes case was deeply flawed. 0.01% chance his DNA was on the firearm, 0% on the magazine, no fingerprints, DNA from 4 individuals found. Tory wasn't a primary contributor. Key gunshot residue tests never performed on others. This raises serious doubts. Mind you, Kelsey had immunity, so she...
It was her all along. She just confessed. She just said it, and she admitted that she was a perpetrator of pulling the trigger. It wasn't even Tory Lanez the entire time. The fact that Anna had to come out and put out the real facts and information about Tory Lanez is innocent. None of his DNA or fingerprints were on the trigger. So that means they put an innocent man in jail for nothing. Because they fell for Megan Thee Stallion's cheeks and lies. That's exactly what happened. She playing victim on TV, acting like Tory really did her dirty, lying to Gayle King about whatever. Trust me, we're not going to forget about what she did to Tory. Kelsey was the one that pretty much did the dirt. It's pathetic. So shout outs to Rep Anna for coming out with the real statements and the real truth.
So it was never cross-referenced to check what was on the firearm. She goes on to write, newly surfaced body cam and medical records show Megan Thee Stallion initially claimed that she stepped out on glass. Now, we knew that from her own admission. ER records show that no bullet fragments on the x-rays. Bullet fragments allegedly removed are now missing. Evidence handling was a disaster. This is like in murder cases. It significantly increases the rate of conviction if they find the body, because then forensics can be ran. Additional information can be utilized in order to prove who done it. Here, you don't even have the fragment. But was still able to get a conviction when his DNA was not found on the firearm? Crazy.
You can't make
Under
this up.
California's Racial Justice Act and recent legislation limiting the use of rap lyrics and character evidence, Tory Lanez deserves a full review. His conviction was built on an outdated and unconstitutional grounds. Tory Lanez's trial included prosecutorial misconduct, exclusion of mitigating factors, use of protected speech, rap lyrics, tattoos as evidence, witness contradictions, immunity deals with unclear motives. This is not how justice is supposed to work. Key witnesses changed their stories or contradicted themselves. One admitted in court she lied in a DA interview. Another, this is a security guard, gave a statement that Harris admitted to firing the gun. This case deserves fresh eyes and full transparency. And then she cites the portions of the Constitution that are a raise of concern in regards to his case. And then she follows up. And she's standing on business. Justice isn't served when due process is ignored, evidence is mishandled, and race plays a role in sentencing. Tory Lanez deserves a fair hearing, and if justice prevails, he deserves his freedom.
Exactly.
Free Tory Lanez. And she copied the governor of California, Gavin Newsom. She then follows up, adding the governor again and saying, I'm calling on Governor Newsom to review the Tory Lanez case and issue a pardon. His 10-year sentence was based on flawed evidence, political pressure, and prosecutorial bias. Justice may be blind, not driven by headlines. Free Tory Lanez.
Can we please just give her a round of applause for staying on business, but looking out for a brother who is in need of freedom for wrongly convicted of something he did not do. I truly hope and pray that the governor of California can just do something about it and look into this case one more time, look into it real good, and free this man from prison. And I heard someone say that he's going to probably get deported back to Canada, which I don't think he should, because the man is just getting started in his career. So I don't understand why you're going to deport an innocent man back to Canada when he was wrongly convicted I'm so glad that Anna stood on business. Not only that, but she's exposing the lies of the trial and the lack of evidence against Tory Lanez. Trust me, we all knew what was going on with Megan.
A link to the Caldwell Institute for Public Safety to sign a petition to free Tory Lanez with a full letter that I'll leave for you guys down in the comment box, the description box, for you guys to be able to go over, because the Twitter version was the smaller summary, and you can sign the petition right here. And it looks like at this point it has over 270,000 verified signatures. Now hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought she was finished? She then follows up this morning and says, "We have compelling evidence proving Tory Lanez innocence, and it will be released in the next 36 hours.
Ooh.
Those who rush to call
for his
incarceration and worse, yet pushed false evidence, should be prepared to be held accountable." This is exactly why Megan started to panic, and chances are she doesn't even know what this evidence is. And
she's panicking because she's a liar.
I don't think Megan knows who shot her.
She's cooked.
I think that at the point that she pinned it on Tory, there is no going back, though. So any evidence that goes against what her accusation was, what they've created all of them Hulu, Netflix documentaries about, would absolutely ruin her. So why would she want the truth to come out? Now, I know what some of you guys are thinking off of the bat, seeing that this is a congresswoman.
And you know what they say, the ones that are accused are loud, obnoxious, or the ones that are guilty of anything. And based on that tweet alone from Megan, she's guilty of all of it. Based on the tone.
BLM, Black Lives Matter.
I don't.
Well, she's actually Republican. She ain't about that life. This is actually posted from her IG account, a message from Donald Trump showing support. Now I wanted a little bit more information about her and found this video.
I would just like to remind people that whether you're white...
No, even though I'm not the biggest fan of politics, Republicans or Democrats, but I will say this though, she's the type of influencer that was made famous the right way because she knew what was going on. She knew the whole situation with Tory Lanez and everything. Like, she calls out the craziness that is going on in America, so I'll applaud her for that. But as far as like the blonde lady I just showed y'all that I don't like, you know, and all the other weird Republicans, you know, I'm gonna watch and see what she does, you know, until I get my full judgment on what she's about, you know, before I get my full opinions on it though. But I just want y'all to know what my quick little opinions are. Look, shout out to MTR for this. He didn't really need to show that video about what she's about, but we kind of knew already. Like I said, I'm going to get my full reactions of who and what she's really about. You know, I could care less about her and the Trump party or whatever though, but what I care about is Tory Lanez getting his freedom back. Because, like, give this man his life back. Megan pretty much took his life away over a lie. So hopefully with this more evidence coming out, more information about this situation in 36 hours, we will be watching all the other content creators covering it. And I'm going to give you my small bits of information and my opinion on how I feel about it in my TikTok shorts, my YouTube shorts, like I always do. And of course, y'all have always been supportive of me. Every video I've uploaded, you always have your critiques and ideas of what really needs to happen. Even if I disagree with them, at least I don't, you know, crash out like most people. But yeah, so link to the video will be down below. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you.